Hi, it's me again. So this talk will focus on the first sunflower spin-off project, or sunflower seed, as Jane Blaisby coined it, which is being led by surgical trainees across the UK. Next slide, please. So I think by now we're all familiar with the rationale and aims of the main trial. And as you'll be aware, there has been an internal pilot phase. And through this, we've identified certain challenges. We've seen that some clinicians are hesitant to recruit particular patients into the study, whereas other clinicians feel that the inclusion criteria, in particular the LFTs, could actually be extended. So therefore, there is marked variation into recruitment of such patients into the study. And our intention of doing this study is to understand these decisions better and potentially change the eligibility criteria so as to include more patients with LFT derangement, which hopefully will make our results more generalizable at the end. Next slide, please. So the aim, this service evaluation, which is what it is, aims to detail outcomes of patients with symptomatic gallstones who are deemed to be at moderate and high risk of CBD stones. Next slide, please. So this will be a retrospective service evaluation undertaken at sites participating in the main study, and will collect data over a 6-month period between the 1st of January 2019 until the end of June, which will allow for a 1-year follow-up period as well. And we'll use ICD-10 codes to identify suitable patients. Once the patients have been identified, we'll look at baseline characteristics, relevant tests, and the interventions will be recorded. So these will include things like the LFTs, the amylase, the ultrasound and MRCP findings, and then whether ERCP, intraoperative ultrasound, cholangiogram, or CBD exploration were undertaken, and what they found. Next slide, please, Maddie. So for purposes of clarity, I thought this was worth a slide all by itself. So in terms of inclusion criteria, patients presenting with symptomatic gallstone disease with any of the following will be included. So LFT derangement of any magnitude, ultrasound findings of a CBD of greater than 8 millimeters, and patients with gallstone pancreatitis, both with and without LFT derangement, will be included. And we'll also look at patients within inclusion criteria who didn't enter the main study to try and understand reasons for non-participation. This approach will ensure that patients both outside inclusion criteria and those inside inclusion criteria who haven't been recruited are captured. Next slide, please, Maddie. So it'll be results will be descriptive, and we'll look at the frequency of CBD stones in patients who we deem to be at moderate or high risk of having CBD stones. We've collected completed the data collection at the Bristol Royal Infirmary, and I understand we're shortly about to start collecting data in Leeds and York as well. We'd love to have lots more centres be involved. So next slide, please, Maddie. I guess what we're trying to do is further inform the inclusion criteria. This will result in a publication, I sincerely hope. And as I've said, we're really keen to work with all centres. So if you are keen, please do just get in touch with us, any one of the team, and I'm sure we'll point you in the right direction. I think that's the end. Yeah. All right. Lovely.